Okay, look, guys, we know that you guys already know how to go get revenue, right? That's not what we're solving, right? Like, yes, all of these acquisition systems that we implement into your business, right, are going to increase your revenue, right? They're going to help you collect a lot of cash, running these outbound processes, running these inbound processes, right? They're going to help you guys collect a shitload of cash, right? But like this is the main KPI that we want to hone in on, right? This part right here, this 300 to 500 targeted DMs per day with just these outbound processes, right? And how we can literally add like 60 to $120,000 a month in cash collected, new revenue and new business for you and what you have to offer, right? Like that's what we're offering, right? Not we can add more revenue to your business. That's just a byproduct of what we're offering, right? We're helping you guys solve the problem of booking more sales meetings, right? Book more sales meetings. Like that's the main issue, right? Like I said, you guys know how to go get the revenue. You guys know how to close, right? That's not the problem. The problem is, right, just like I faced, right, which is why I've gone all in on understanding this acquisition ascension process, right? Just like I faced, just like my business partner that's in scaling his agency with me right now faced, right? Like I scaled to SMA to over 30 clients, right? But we always had a problem and we were on this hamster wheel that all these entrepreneurs run, right? By creating this glorified job that's worse than a 9 to 5, right? Because I'm working 12-hour days having to, worry about, my outreach techniques, worry about my lead gen techniques, not having consistent sales meetings coming in, right? Then having to delegate my resources over to fulfillment, right? So then my outreach starts to slack, right? And then, okay, now I'm fulfilling at a really high level, but I don't have more deals coming in. So now I'm strapped thin as far as cash goes, right? And it's the whole reason why we dissolved that agency, right? It wasn't going to take us to the 7, 8 figure mark that we know we want to go to, right? And so it's getting in alignment and building a system and processes that are going to take us there, right? And which is what we're giving back out to you guys now that we've found a real solution to solve that, right? Like that is the main problem across the board. You need high quality sales meetings rolling in without your effort so that you can worry about fulfillment, worry about getting the best client results that you possibly can, right? So that it in turns build this ecosystem of high quality leads where, referrals are booming, right? Your testimonials are reaching out to other people, are reaching other people in your ICP and your target audience that you're tailored in your messaging around, right? Like these testimonials are resonating with them because it's solving an exact problem they're having, right? And they know that you have the solution for said problem, right? Like, but that can only happen once you dial in your fulfillment and you're getting the best clients results possible with what you have to offer, right? But none of that comes when you're still also on the outbound processes, right? You're still on the lead gen processes, right? And you're using outdated strategies, right, that aren't working in the whole 9 yards, right? All we are trying to tell you guys is these processes that we're leveraging, that we're running, that we're doing for you guys, right? That we're coming in and consulting on are just ways for you to automate and delegate your acquisition processes so that nothing but high quality sales meetings are rolling in on your calendar, right? And are getting booked and nurtured and DM set and just sauced at an extremely high level. That way you actually have the opportunity to build a scalable asset, right? To build a sellable asset, right? Like completely getting you hands off of the business, right? Allowing meetings to come in without you. Like if you don't do outreach right now, probably no meetings are coming in, right? That has to change if you even want to go to the 50, 100K mark, right? Like doing $1 million a year is only $80,000, right? Our offer ticket's $4K. That's 5 sales a week, right? That's literally nothing with these systems that I'm showing you guys, right? Like, if we're putting our offer in front of 300 to 500 targeted people per day, right, with industry standard numbers, we're getting at least 15 positive responses a day, booking 3 to 5 calls out of those 15 responses. If even 2 show up, so 1 close literally a day, right? That's 4K collected. We do that for 5 days a week. We are on pace for $80,000 in a month, right? And by implementing these simple systems, right, that can allow you to do this, right, this whole acquisition ascension process that we genuinely can say we're purling up and we're mastering, right, across multiple industries, because it's all the same, right? You just have to really, like, that's where our consulting comes in as far as refining your frameworks, refining your processes. You know what I'm saying? Like, really dialing in, like, okay, where's your ICP? How can we target and scrape the highest quality of those leads, right? Refining that lead scraping process, giving you the actual, like, perfected outbound messages and conversational workflows to get the best responses and have the most amount of opt-ins, right? And then giving you, like, the back-end systems and processes to automate and delegate everything that needs to be done so that you're now completely off that process, right? All you're doing is worrying about fulfillment and then taking sales calls. Maybe even you're hiring a closer, right? Like we are now, right? And you're completely getting off that, right? Our business is going to be collecting cash without us, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I want to be in Tulum coming up in the next month. I already booked the trip, right? Like, I want to be in Tulum just waking up to wires. Right? People booking in on my calendar for onboarding calls, right? Then I'm going through, watching, our little sales processes, the meetings, understanding the notes about the client, right? And then we're diving in and personalizing a real game plan to help these people come in and crush these KPIs that I'm showing you, right? Like, help them genuinely have an opportunity to get 1 to 2 closes a day, right? Like, that's so doable with these systems that we're offering, right? And these systems that we're plugging into people's businesses, right? That's the power of this acquisition ascension process, right? It's to book more sales meetings, right? Like, I don't want to sit here and say, we can add $20,000 in new revenue in your business in 60 days, or we're going to work for free. Like, bro, I'm sorry, that shit's gay, bro. Like, no, we're not doing that, bro. We're generally going to come on, build you marketing and sales infrastructures for you to be able to book more sales meetings so you can absolutely just scale your business without you having to be on those lead gen processes anymore, right? Like, completely automate and delegate those processes, right? What that looks like at a really high level, and genuinely what we're doing, right, is it looks like this right here, right? What's it look like? 1 account, right? When warmed up and nurtured properly, it's 100 DMs per day, right? 10 DMs an hour is the Instagram limit, right? And then you're buying the bot, right, to do the outreach, right? Obviously, we've already scraped the targeted leads, whole 9 yards. On behalf of you guys, right, we got a dog right now in the trenches that's literally pearled and refined the systems of scraping, like, literally the most highest quality leads, like, even down to, like, CFO, CEO, title in their bio, right? Like, blue check verified, right? Like, the actual people with the money, right? We're scraping, literally, he just pulled like 5,000 leads of just targeted people, right? Like, they're out there. Let's not get that twisted, right? We're giving access to our network of setters, right? Plugging you in VAs, whole 9 yards. One setter manages 3 accounts to show you guys how to buy, accounts where you're going to be leveraging LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, right? Buy aged accounts, set them up in a proper nurture process, right? Like, trust me, we've already been through the trenches in the processes, gotten accounts shut down because we didn't do the nurture processes right. We've completely refined these systems, right? Then these setters are doing 300 DMs per day, right? They're going through the conversational workflows, the appointment setting process, right? They're getting put into a CRM, right? Marked leads as qualified, unqualified, right? Qualified leads are going to go book a call. Then they're going to enter a CRM pipeline that, we completely build out, per offer, right? We're giving you guys access to our white label go high level, right? Where we're building you, email nurtures, right? Because these leads that we're scraping, right? Not only we're going to get their, like, Facebook profiles, But if their phone number's in there, we're going to get that, right? We're going to get, their emails that are in their profiles. We're going to get the whole 9 yards of their data that's accessible, right? We're going to scrape these targeted leads infos, right? So these setters, one, if they're done with, outbound, they could even cold call these people if that's something that you want to do, right? We haven't even gone into that right now, right? Like one of the offers we're on right now, we got ads coming in. So one of our setters is warm dialing the leads that are coming in because we're collecting info in that realm. But we're not even cold calling these targeted leads, right? We're strictly just doing outbound messaging and getting like genuinely positive feedback, right? And getting book meetings for these people, right? Like that's what it looks like. It sounds so simple. It is, but it genuinely like what we're doing is just really to decrease the time and effort and sacrifice needed to have a high level of sales meetings rolling on your calendar, right? And then you're going to go through the booked appointment nurture processes that we set up. That way, your show up rate increases, whole 9 yards. And then, we figured out a way to basically automate onboarding processes for people, right? Sending over contracts, templates, onboardings, right? Every sales process is different, right? So that varies. But that's the personalization of our consulting offer, right? So we plug in all these systems where they fit, right? We build you the frameworks and scripts. We give you the processes to how to hire the proper growth specialists and VAs, right? If they're not coming from our network, right? But if they're coming from a network, you really don't have to worry about all this because they're already trained up and vetted properly, right? We even help you with closing scripts, right? If like there's a problem closing, you know what I'm saying? Like we give you our closing scripts, right? That's literally like genuinely one of the best on the market, right? Like Jeremy Miner, I bought all of Jeremy Miner's stuff as far as any PQ frameworks, whole 9 yards, right? Like that's what we train up our closers and sellers on, and it works, right? That's how we do our outbound processes. That's how we do our inbound frameworks. It's all around that like neuromarketing method, right? It's psychology driven. Like ask this question in the right place, in the right time to get the prospect to feel like this, because if they feel like this, then they're going to give you this type of response. If they give you this type of response, that's going to give you ammo for the next question, right? And then it's just sauce. It's just sauce, right? And so it's like, bro, like these KPIs, it's a no-brainer, right? Like genuinely tell me, like what would 50 positive responses do for your business a week, right? What would 7 qualified sales calls coming in, right? Off just 100 targeted outbounds per day, right? Like what would that do for your business? Like riddle me that, right? Like, and then if one setter is coming in and managing 3 accounts, right? Like these numbers are just like, it's silly, right? It's silly. Like how easy it is to actually crush those KPIs, right? Like, so the idea is book more sales meetings, right? That's all you need to genuinely scale your business. Like, let's be real, right? Like a lot of you guys have space to fulfill more, right? Like you think you're busy now, but maybe you're stuck at that 10, 20K a month, right? Like let's actually get in the trenches, automate and delegate some processes, scale you from working in the business to working on the business, and actually have everything running at a high level so you can get to that 100K a month mark, right? Like that's generally what we want to do, right? To like even put it in like simpler terms, right? We want you guys to spend less time doing outreach and more time closing, like straight up. Like that is the highest leverage ROI you could be doing for your business, right? Less time doing outreach, more time closing. Because the more time you spend closing, the more revenue you're going to collect, right? The more opportunities you have to sell, the more opportunities you have to actually grow and scale your business, right? And that right there is what our Acquisition Ascension process is coming into these high-level consultants and these high-level online education offers, and we're implementing and doing right now, right? Like we just sat down with a tech sales company today, right? Like these processes can literally work across the board. I spoke with my boy last night who's in NASCAR marketing, right? For a really big team, right? Not going to name drop. But like these processes, I was diving into it with him. Like
these can even work for him, right? Like absolutely scraping just targeted leads of like small to medium sized businesses that would want to put their face on a NASCAR, right? That like have deep American like heritage, right? Like they're out there and they're findable, right? They're just in the right places and they're following the right people, and you just got to understand that, right? Which is what we do, and is how we personalize our consulting offer and come in and plug this in for people's businesses, right? And I really hope that all kind of just makes sense, right? Because outreach is marketing, right? Um, and sales is meetings, right? We want you to only worry about having to take on more meetings, right? Like this is genuinely the main thing we're solving, right? It's book more sales meetings, right? Like you guys know how to go out and collect revenue, right? It's not the problem. It's not the problem, right? Like you guys need more opportunities to sell to collect more revenue, right? Like let's be real, right? It's what we needed, right? It's literally like the solution to scaling a business. Like I'm sorry, that is the biggest missing piece right now in the market, which is why we're seeing so much demand for what we're offering, right? And like I hope this makes sense, right? I just wanted to break this down for you guys, right? Outreach is marketing, which is what we're going to help take care of, automate and delegate, building these marketing and sales infrastructures to be able to book you guys more high quality sales meetings, right? Yeah. Outside of that, it's really all I had for you guys today. I really hope that makes sense. I just really wanted to break it down kind of in layman's terms, in simple terms of exactly what we do, right? It's this right here, right? Allow you to spend less time doing outreach and more time closing. That's it. All right. Outside of that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. Like I said, we're just breaking down this stuff in real time, right? Like literally, I was just on the couch typing up some docs for this meeting we got coming up tomorrow, and I was like, yo, they need to hear this because it's just on my brain, right? So we're just giving out genuine sauce, right? If you want to learn how we can do this for you, make sure you reach out to us, right? Like it's me and Craig in the DMs. It's nothing crazy, right? Just reach out. We'll hop on a call, see how we can help. All right. Outside of that, see you guys at the top. Peace.